Torpsitory. 0 mana, swap a minion's attack and health. Where do you want to use it? Inner Fire Priest? Maybe Egg Priest? I think Inner Fire is better. This allows you to play around Geist, so maybe you can run one of in Inner Fire Priest as well. It's just so much worse. I think Void Reaper might be better. I don't know. Like, Ad Priest is probably just garbage, and this doesn't change anything. I'll just give it 1.5. Actually, Torpsitory can also be used with Lyra and Auctioneer. Does it change anything? Nah. It's still meh. Art Priest? I mean, yeah, Even Priest. Yeah, I don't think Even Priest is anything really. Like, Even Priest doesn't even have a good card. Cloning Device. Discover a copy of a minion in your deck. In your opponent's deck. This is 1 star. If Shadow Visions is useful, you can always expect to discover a spell you already have. That's why it's good. As for Cloning Device, well, your opponent can have just a bunch of garbage in his deck you have no synergy with. Why would you spend 2 mana doing it? Dead Ringer, Death Rattle, draw a Death Rattle minion from your deck, 2 mana to 1 mech. This one is good for OTK Priest. So what you do, you just play 2 Dead Ringers and you play 2 Loot Hoarders and you don't run Blood Mage Talons. Because you don't want to screw up your Spellstone Resurrect. You can also use this card in the Quest Priest. Very good in Quest Priest. Gives you 2 Death Rattles towards the quest. Neither of those decks are tier 1 and I don't expect them to be tier 1. So I won't rate this high, let's say just... Actually, I'll give it 3 stars. It's a good minion. Quest Priest isn't so good, but who knows, maybe it becomes better with time. Test subject. Death Rattle. Return any spells you cast on this minion to your hand. Can you play this in OTK Priest? Yeah, I guess you can run Torpsitory and use Test Subject and then make a 1 mana 2/2, which is even not so good. Powered Shield on this. It has to be buffed quite a few times to make it useful. You don't get anything if it dies immediately. I think it's also 1 star. I don't want to play this card in my OTK Priest. You can make a big minion, it will get just silenced immediately. Like if you're holding this, if you're playing it, it will just get killed by the board. Or 1 spell, if you're scared of it. If you're holding it for a big combo, it can just get silenced or Psychic Screamed, whatever. Naturalized even. Okay, you get spells back, for sure. Like, find a minion to play them on again. And you have to be holding all those cards in your hand to make it work. I just don't think it's good. I think it's 1 star. If you hit Nightmare Radiant Elemental, you can make double copies of any buff card. I don't want to play Vivid Nightmare in my OTK Priest either. Extra arms. Give a minion +2/+2. Add more arms to your hand that gives +2/+2. And more arms, I assume it's 3 mana, give your minion +2/+2. Well, this card is busted. It's certainly 5 stars. Kappa. I don't know. There's one decklist I saw from Kazakhstan team at HDG. They were running some weird Egg Priest. And it does seem really wacky. I don't want to spend 3 mana giving my minion +2/+2. It's a huge tempo loss. I'll just give it 1 star and move on. Omega Medic. 3 mana 3/4 Battle Cry. If you have 10 mana crystals, restore 10 health to your hero. Oh, this is okay, right? Like 3 mana 3/4. It's fine. You can play it on turn 3. It's okay against aggro, it doesn't have taunt or anything, but formidable stats. It's good against Shadowwalk Shaman, kill all those totems and 2/3s, 3/3s. I can certainly see playing this card in Control Priest. Late game heal, part of it. Yeah, like, you don't want to play a 3 mana 3/4, right? So whether or not this card is useful depends on how often does this game go until you have 10 mana crystals? How often the game is decided by you having this extra heal? And I think because of it's just a 3 mana 3/4, which is fine in early game, this card is just simply good enough to play in Control Priest. I don't know if you want 2 copies of it though. Like, if there's a matchup where you need heal, you can just run 1 Omega Medic. But if it happens, like, if there's a lot of mirror matches, and then you want double copy of it, right? Because in mirror, this card is busted. If you play mirror and you don't have 2 of those, you probably lose like 10 times more often. Seriously. Extra 10 heal. Also, you can play like 2 Andon hero powers together with it because it's quite cheap. Yeah, it doesn't help you against aggro. Against aggro, you just play it as a 3/4. But you just have different tools against aggro. Control Priest is fine against aggro. You have Pyromancer and Duskbreaker. You will suffer if you cut Divine Hymn and play Mega Medic instead. But I'm guessing you cut something else and you still play double Divine Hymn. What would I cut from my Control Priest? I don't want to overhype this card, to be fair. If it will see any play, it will probably only be Control Priest. I don't want to play this in my Quest Priest. I don't want to play this in Inner Fire Priest. So, Control Priest, and how good it is, it really depends on amount of Control Priests on ladder, right? So it's like a meta call. Let's don't overhype it and just give it 2.5 stars. It might seem like it's a very impactful card, but it's really not always the case. I think 2.5 is fair. Power Word Replicate, 5 mana, choose a friendly minion, summon a 5/5 copy of it. Okay, so why would you play this over Faceless Manipulator? You can play this on Acolyte of Pain, then it's better. You cannot copy any minion, so Faceless can do it, and this card cannot. And Faceless Manipulator is bad. So this card is just some other garbage you can get from Lyra. That's it. This is 1 star. Reckless Experimenter, 5 mana for 6 Dethrall minions you play cost 3 less, but die at the end of the turn. Well, this card supports Cube Egg archetype as well as Dead Ringer, Doomsayer combo. That's not how it works. It doesn't even have Death Rattle. Yeah, I don't know, like, I don't think it's too good. What can you do with it? You can play a Loot Hoarder, it dies. Like, you don't have any access to this card. You can just progress your quest and cycle through your deck by playing Loot Hoarder for 0 mana. And you have to hold it in your hand to play it. Like, how does it work with Cube? You have to have a minion you want to cube, and then you have to have Reckless Experimenter on board, or you need to have 8 mana, right? So you can play Reckless, you need to have 8 mana and a minion on board you want to cube. You have, I mean, obviously you can just Reckless Experimenter and then play Egg, Devilsaur Egg, right? And then you get at 0 mana 5/5. Well, that's just like the best use of the card. But I would assume if you make an egg based around deck, I would assume if you make a deck based around Devilsaur Egg, this card is already very key, and you always want to play it whenever you can on turn 3 and then get all the synergy going with it. Say you play a Reckless Experimenter and it sticks to the board, right? What can you do later? You can play Egg for 0 mana, Cube dies, but eggs inside of Cube, they don't die because you didn't play them. They were just summoned. Play and summon are different keywords, right? So they won't die, they will just remain at 0/3. So expensive. I don't like this stuff at all. Cube plus Leroy. Well, that doesn't work. Like, if you play an egg, I assume you're playing tempo deck. If you're playing tempo deck, you want to be playing stuff before turn 5. And if you're holding a 5 mana card, a 3 mana card in your hand, and then some sort of synergy 2 for afterwards, you just don't play anything until turn 5, or you skip a turn. Skipping a turn is very bad in Hearthstone. And then it will even hurt you, right? Because, say, it sticks to the board and you can't trade it off. You have this 4/6 and it prevents you from playing any Death minions because they will die as soon as you play them. And there are so many Death minions you don't want to play even with discount if they die immediately. It's interesting card. I don't want to rate it low. I just give it 2.5 and move on because I won't end this review until the morning if I don't do it fast. Direct Master Cloner, 6 mana 5/5, Death Rattle. If you cast any spells on this minion, resummon it. Well, 6 mana 5/5 is shitty. Cast any minions on this minion is very difficult. You have to keep Power Shield and play it on 6, and that's the easiest way to do it. Then it can still be silenced, and then even if it doesn't get silenced, it's just 1 minion, right? It's a 5/7 into 5/5 afterwards. You can again cast spells on it, and then resummon it again. I would assume if you're playing Quest Priest, it's not even so easy to find a spell to cast on the Zerg. I'll give it 2 stars. Can you play this in Inner Fire Priest? Probably not, right? It's too slow. Turn 6 you can Zerg Power Shield, and then it just never dies, basically. Turn 7. But in my experience, for Inner Fire Priest game ends before 7 so often. Yeah, I think 2 stars is fair. Next, Klein Gallery, 9 mana, summon 1/1 copy of each minion in your deck. You definitely can't make a deck around this card. What you can do, you can play it in Quest Priest and use it as a hand refill. You get 7 minions, each one, like, say 5 out of 7 minions will have Death Rattle. Let's say 4 of those will give you a card after they die. So you draw 4 cards and you get 7 1/1s. For a Big Priest, I don't think it's good in Big Priest. So you draw 4 cards, summon a 7/7, and maybe get like a Lich King or something. Also, it's useless in fatigue. But if you play Quest Priest, you can also don't care about fatigue because you can just Archbishop Benedictus. I wouldn't want to discover this card with Shadow Visions in most cases. I think it's more bad than good because in most cases you're looking for like Psychic Scream and heal, ways to survive from the Shadow Visions. Like Quest Priest doesn't really want extra value. Quest Priest struggles with tempo normally. I don't think you can make any combo with this card either. It's just unreliable. You can go Radiant Elemental into the Klein Gallery, and then if you have second Radiant Elemental in your deck, you get a Radiant Elemental, double Radiant, and you can Mind Blast for 0 mana. Then if you have Malygos and Velen, you can basically 4 cards combo for 40 damage. Yeah, but it just doesn't happen, right? Very unreliable. You can run 0 mana Silence and silence one of the minions to return its stats to normal. I mean, if you think of this card as summon a 7/7 and draw 4 cards, it only lacks deal 5 damage and gain 5 armor to be playable, right? I don't think it's worth having 9 mana card which does so little. Say you run Quest Priest, right? I guess you can rely on getting cards like Rotten Apple Bomb. This will give you some defense. If you run Obsidian Statue, that's pretty good too. Now let's just give it 2 stars and move on. Fuck this.